As this crowd rolled into U.S. Bank Stadium, they were bundled up, jackets and scarves, downright cold outside on this November evening, but all good here inside as we welcome you to Minneapolis, Minnesota. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Chicago Bears and the Minnesota Vikings. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. They fake the give. Now Rodgers. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. Call that a very strong gain of 24. First down. First and 10 at the 49-yard line. Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
Between 18. Go to 50. Hey, you block over here. Stay right.
To throw, it's Rodgers. He's going to let this go for the end zone. And that'll be caught by Diggs for a Minnesota touchdown. Stephon Diggs with touchdown number 12 on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Darius Geis, his first carry of the game. And he's not going anywhere to start the night. They stop him at the line of scrimmage. Tackle made by Everson Griffin. Line made pretty easy work of the offensive line that time.
And people get tired of the cliche that the battle is won in the trenches. But it's a cliche because it's true. And how about the battle right there? One on the edge, and the ball carrier did not benefit.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down for the Bears. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Anthony Barr Came in there hard on the blitz and got him down 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. It's Geis on the counter. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37.
That was a good run, probably right on the edge of breaking into something really big. So the defensive guys right now are talking about, okay, what can we do to slow him down before he truly gets started?
On 3rd down, Trubisky. Off to Geis on the screen. And, boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down. Here comes the Bears punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. That's fielded at the 8-yard line. Just a net of 34 there following a punt of 44 yards. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
Throwing on 2nd down, Rodgers. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was looking for Adam Thielen there. And that'll make it 3rd down.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. To return is McKenzie.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 48-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Check, check. Walk to before. Walk to before. I'm on.
All that, and it only nets him a yard. It's 2nd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Break it up. 54 miles. Let's go, team.
Geis for the carry on 2nd down. And he's going to be stopped just short of the first down marker at the Vikings 32.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
Check tight, check tight, check tight. 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 Check
He can run for it, and he will. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11.
And that was a nice, strong run by the guy they call the field general.
On first down, Trubisky. He completes this into the hands of Miller. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Vikings 7, Bears nothing.
Following the penalty, it's Geis. A good productive run there on first down. He winds up getting 8.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Now a fake on the give here as they try to run pass option.
I think that's a big-time play there because the slant route is really hard to cover because the timing is so quick. But able to see it, diagnose it, and get to the football, that's why he was able to bat it away.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. More problems here on third down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on third down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
The big play to start him out. Has him at the 45 already. He juked him. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 45-yard line.
On 2nd down, Cook. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. Cook with a first down and much more. A little too much extracurricular there.
When you have a game with a lot of contact, tensions are going to run pretty high. You're going to be emotional, but you have to harness it somehow, and he didn't on that play.
They'll come out in the pistol.
Here I come again. Here I come again.
A quick throw taken in by Diggs. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs with his 13th touchdown of the year and second of the game. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Extra point right down the middle, and that pushes the lead up to 11. This is fielded at the goal line. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They trail now 14-3, an 11-point deficit as they start things out with a 1st and 10. They start on the ground with Geis. Space to maneuver at the 40. Through an opening, and there he goes. Touchdown, Chicago. Darius Geis, his 9th touchdown of the season, as his guys are back within a single score. Extra point good by Catanzaro, and that makes it a 14-10 ball game. Now Catanzaro after the touchdown to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Touchdowns on back-to-back drives, so a very good flow right now offensively.
Hard to slow them down, too, because they are locked in. Feel like the offense coordinator's a little bit ahead of the defensive guys right now. They're beating them to the punch with their play calls. They've got a nice rhythm they're locked into. How can the defensive guys come up with something that'll disrupt that flow? That's what they're seeking right now.
Well, it's been an exciting sequence to watch. Lets it fly for Thielen. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Rodgers now to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down. That is the first time that they've targeted him that he has not come down with a catch.
He's caught everything that's been thrown his way, a dominant pass receiver that can break down any defense, because when he's doing that kind of work, it really hurts you on the back end.
And even though it's an incompletion there, I think they're going back to that well. It'll go as a 50-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Bears take over. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description, because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
On 2nd and 12, Trubisky. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
The Bears on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. Now it's Trubisky. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 40. And the return will stop right around the 25. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. From the pistol, they run it with Cook. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead this weekend. And Cook was fighting for. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And no field goal try here from the red zone offense out there. They'll go for it on 4th.
6:30. 58 again. All day. 58 is the mic. Go 58 is the mic. 58 is the mic. 58. It's our field. It's our field. 58, boys, 58.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they stop it prior to what will be an important 4th down. And his kick here is good. And that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They find themselves down 17-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Trubisky. They'll find Miller. That's complete. He's at the 30. Touchdown, Chicago! Anthony Miller, 76 yards, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
From the 31, Rodgers going deep for Diggs. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
Now they face a third down and 4 after that incompletion on second down. Throwing is Rodgers. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Well contained there defensively. The screen gets only a yard, and it's fourth. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Here's Sam Cook now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And a good effort on the return there. Gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game. We'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And finally brought down right at the midfield stripe. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down for the Bears. A couple of very nice carries to start this drive out.
Yeah, 2 first downs. And how about that second one? What a nice run on that particular play. I'm telling you, they're going to start to think that this game is easy if they continue to rip off yardage like this.
From midfield now, here's Trubisky. Open man is Trey Burton. Oh, what a juke into space. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Trey Burton, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bears have taken the lead. Extra point up and good by Catanzaro. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now Catanzaro after the touchdown to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he'd taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. He'll be dropped shy of the 40 despite an excellent display of footwork. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 38-yard line.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Rodgers going to throw. And Diggs has it. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Rodgers to throw on 3rd and 1. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Credit the secondary and credit the defensive game plan. They've been in his hip pocket all game long. They understood coming in that he was a big-time receiver.
On is the punter, Cook, who sends it away. It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt, 6 on the return. And it'll be 1st and 10 Bears from deep in their own territory. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
At the 15-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Now Trubisky lost the football, and the Vikings pick up the football. So they've got the football, and they'll start right on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line.
And this is where you need the quarterback to morph into being a running back. The ball can't be away from his body. It can't be loose. It can't be held like he's going to throw it. Tuck it away. Take care of it, because he's going to run through a lot of traffic.
And if he doesn't take care of it, we're going to see less design runs like that. Trying to fire up that running game with Dalvin Cook. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
Stay with your man.
Cook following the penalty. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
Good yardage on 1st down. Now can they punch it in on 2nd and goal? And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball.
And that'll be caught by Diggs for a Minnesota touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown pass as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Point after, right down the middle. And that will tie us at 24. Nothing separating these two sides. 24 all our score as he sends this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. So you can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
The big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Out of the gun, Geis. Heck of a broken tackle and able to work this down near the 23. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
From the 24, Trubisky. This one into the hands of Burton. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
180! Hey, check. Watch time.
From the red zone now, here's Trubisky on 1st down. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. 3 touchdown passes now for Mitchell Trubisky as his guys are able to regain the lead. CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Let's get it.
So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
Let's make these big fun.
Working from the gun, Rodgers. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
The frustration is definitely setting in because they've thrown it to him over and over, unable to come up with a catch thus far.
I think he knew he would have his challenges against his secondary. I don't think he saw a goose egg at this point in the game. The Vikings on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 14. Going deep for Diggs. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. So with the pass being completed, they'll go ahead and take that instead.
Nothing extra to be gained. Pass interference at the spot, completed the pass. That was your play, so it might as well have not even had the penalty.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Give to Cook out of the gun. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters. No reason to lighten up now. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Now Cook. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Let's go, defense. Hey, man up, D. Man up, D.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. Eluding the pressure right. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
And the drive begins with a run by Geis. And not much there at all as he'll get this only up to about the 11. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Quick pass out to Miller. And he'll go down after losing yardage at the 10. Well, they completed the pass but lost yardage, so they'll decline the penalty.
Perfect play for them, isn't it? Who needs a penalty? When you try and throw the ball, you don't even get it downfield, and they go ahead and snuff out the play. They'll take that as a result.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Open man is Miller. He's got it. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Trubisky now 11 of 15 through the air. Here's 1st and 10. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The defensive end, Danielle Hunter, drops him. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Give them 4 on the carry there, but that only takes them back to where they started. 3rd and 10. And in this situation with the lead, 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
Every penalty so critical at this stage of the game as now they've got it 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Trubisky. And Robinson with a big catch. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. A much better effort we're seeing from him under center this week versus last week when he threw 4 picks.
He has thrown the 1 in this game, but you're right. When you cut it down from 4 the previous week, and we always talk about adjustments, well, he made some in practice, and he continues to work on it during the game. I'm sure he's getting plenty of reminders about how to stay in the moment, stay focused on the task.
And he's got him in the driver's seat here in the 4th quarter. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. This is Geis. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Second and long, but you got to figure this almost certainly another run. Geis. They'll get 4 back there on the run, but now they're looking up at a 3rd and 12 situation. And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late 4th quarter, do they put the ball in the air here on 3rd?
I don't. I run the football, and I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I don't want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I am going to throw it, quick throw, out to the perimeter, maybe one of my best receivers running a quick slant or something like that.
Watch the twist.
Third down, here's Geis. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. So barring something extraordinary here in the closing stages, that field goal should just about put this one on ice.
Yeah, we've got to find 2 scores. So, we're not going to exactly move it over there yet. It can be done, but boy, it's going to be a little bit of a stretch for them, isn't it?
Yeah, they would have to move incredibly quick and have some luck, too.
Let's go.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but...
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off at about the 31. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And with the defense out of timeouts, powerless to stop the clock, this should just be a couple of kneel downs.
Bring up. 180. 54 Mike.
I smell fear in that offense. I smell fear in that offense.
And Trubisky down to a knee, and that is all she wrote.
It's a loss of a yard, and it's 3rd down.
So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for Chicago, the win gets them back over 500 at 5-4 on the year. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they